this level. People, I'm going to drop an F-bomb in this vlog, so if you're going to be sensitive, fair warning, trigger warning. The Senate just approved what they're now calling the foreign aid package, $100 billion to go fund the proxy war against Russia, in addition to the hundreds of billions they've already sent out. And it passed the Senate, and I'm saying this is a fucking outrage. It's an absolute outrage. I now live in the United States of America. I pay taxes here. I pay taxes here thinking that the taxes I pay here are going to go help the people in need here. Those who don't have the resources, those who don't have the means, those people who are living on the streets. Maybe it's going to go to protect the border so you don't have 3 million illegal immigrants invading a country year after year. I think that. And then you see these senators approve overnight shipping, what is it now, $100 billion to fund foreign wars, 60 some odd billion to Ukraine, 15 billion to Israel, another 10 billion to the victims, the civilian casualties of the foreign conflict that they're funding. It's an outrage. And what's most outrageous about it, by the way, did you notice how that thing that they called the border bill, the so-called border bill, overnight went from being the so-called border bill that Republicans were holding up to now the foreign aid bill? That's what it was all along, thinly disguised as a border bill so that they could fund $100 billion to foreign conflict, cloaking it as, well, Republicans don't want to protect the border. It's a load of crap. And the senators that approved this, from what I understand now, it's gone from the Senate to the House, and there are 2 people currently holding up the vote in the House, from what I understand, Rand Paul and John Fetterman. Do you know what the average net worth of senators is? The median, from what the internet says, is a little over $1 million. That's not so much. I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot to most people, especially those who are paying the bloody taxes so that their money can be literally taken from their back pocket and shipped overseas to corrupt regimes where apparently barely 30% of that aid gets to the front lines. Set that aside. The median wealth net worth is over $1 million. I just looked it up. According to 2018-2019 Open Secrets, of the top 50 senators, they're worth over $10 million. The top 11 senators have a net worth of over $100 million. And I'm not trying to criminalize, demonize, or judge wealth. Fair game to those who can make it through ethical means. Their net worth is so wildly disproportionate to the people that are paying the taxes that they are literally stealing and shipping overseas. They don't notice. They don't care. You get Bill Maher talking to, I don't know who he was talking to, and I don't mean to be disrespectful, I just don't remember her name, saying, you know, I don't notice any inflation. Oh, go buy a house. Well, it's not going to hurt me. You're worth tens of millions of dollars buying a pack of eggs that costs 3 times more now than it did before. You don't notice that if Bill Maher even does his own shopping. Oh, go buy some eggs. Go buy a house. Go buy a car. Try to borrow money at these interest rates. Oh, no, it doesn't affect them. It doesn't affect the senators. And the senators thinly try to disguise this as national interest, national security interest. Bullshit. This is not national security interest to bankrupt a country. This is not national security to go ship money overseas so you can protect the border of Ukraine against Russia while leaving yours open to invasion. Bullshit. You're a bunch of liars. You're a bunch of liars cloaking your malevolence in benevolence. In fact, shipping $100 billion, an additional $100 billion to fund foreign war, destabilize the world so that you can then, put a little 10 billion to the victims of the global conflicts that you are financing, subsidizing, if not outright waging. It is a threat to national security to do it, not to not do it. You got an open border. You got record deaths from fentanyl because of that open border, because of Chinese immigrants, Chinese illegal immigrants crossing the Mexican border, Middle Eastern illegal immigrants crossing the Mexican border. No vetting, no nothing. How many were on the terror watch list that got through, but you caught 16 of them? So, well, you're doing good. Oh, we caught 16. There are probably hundreds, if not thousands, if not more, criminals, people on terror watch lists crossing the border without anything. There's no verification. There's no nothing. There's no security. 3+ million in the last 12 months or this year. I mean, it's astronomical. It's astronomical and it's insane. And they take the taxpayer dollars. People in America suffering. Veterans on the street, homeless. The homelessness. I mean, you got cities of homeless in California. A mental health crisis. An open border being invaded by illegal immigrants daily. And you're shipping hundreds of billions of dollars to foreign conflicts where much of it, I don't know what amount, what percentage, CBS reported on it and they had to retract their reporting when they said only 30% was reaching the end. You are funneling taxpayer dollars to corrupt regimes where a large portion of it is being misappropriated, if not outright stolen. You are literally subsidizing businesses. You're subsidizing the government in Ukraine while neglecting businesses, neglecting the citizens here. It's a load of bullshit. It's an outrage, an absolute bloody outrage. All right, that and all that to say is my phone broke, so I'm not in a good mood anyhow today. I'm sitting here waiting at the Geek Squad to try to fix my phone, but luckily I had an old phone, so I switched the SIM card and took care of one problem. I'm gonna go get the kids this afternoon. Holy cows, I feel lightheaded. But I feel a little better. It's a fucking outrage, and everyone should be outraged, and everyone should let their senators know. They're multi-million-dollar senators. Let them know. We don't pay these taxes here so you can neglect the people you were elected to represent, so you can fund it to your proxy wars where you siphon off your little bit. You get your military contractors who get their contracts. You give the $15 billion in aid to Israel, $60 billion in aid to Ukraine so they can come back, buy your arms from your military industrial complex. We know what's going on. It's called taxpayer money laundering, and everyone should be outraged. All right, end rant. Peace.